Almost 2 years to this day, I reviewed the Ballade Sports Type S exhaust shortly after it was released. To my surprise, I had a lot of nice things to say about it. In fact, I liked the exhaust so much that I bought another one and installed it on my daily AP1 S2000. I sang the praises of this exhaust, and many people that I knew bought one. Now, one of the topics that I couldn't really cover during my review was the durability of the exhaust, considering it was just released. Well, I have bad news. After roughly 5,000 miles and 11 track days, I ended up removing the exhaust because it had developed a significant rattle. This particular rattle was most noticeable on cold starts and at lower RPM. I was pretty curious about what had failed, so I decided to cut the muffler in half to investigate and learn more about the construction of the muffler. Upon slicing the muffler open, I found a fairly simple straight-through muffler design. Muffler packing material was tightly woven around a perforated pipe, as well as a normal-looking pipe that leads to the exhaust tips. It becomes quite obvious that the normal-looking pipe shouldn't be loose. It should be firmly attached to the perforated pipe. Upon closer inspection, it looks like the pipe was originally attached to the perforated pipe with 5 small tack welds that all must have failed. This is very similar to the issue I experienced when my Ballade Sports high-flow catalytic converter failed as well. This feels like a design oversight, or poor quality control, or both, and it's a shame. And it turns out I wasn't the only one with issues. I had a few friends that reached out to me with the issues that they experienced, and then later I posted on Instagram asking for anyone to share their issues with me as well. Altogether, I found 8 people that had issues, and I asked them a few questions to gather some data. What I found is that pretty much everybody had the same issue as I had. The pipe that should have been connected to the perforated pipe came loose and introduced a rattle. 3 of those people reached out to Ballade Sports for support, and all of them were given a replacement rear section of the exhaust for the first time that the exhaust broke, but not the second time. And what is most interesting of all is that every single person who reported a failure tracked their car. When this exhaust was originally released, it was a limited run, so I can't imagine there are a large number of these exhausts out there in the wild. Having said that, the speed and rate at which these exhausts are failing is pretty worrying. I was only able to collect 8 data points, but there are surely many more undocumented cases out there. It feels to me like if you track your car, it's simply a matter of time until your exhaust will fail, so I can no longer recommend this exhaust in good conscience. And that concludes my update. The hunt for the perfect Honda S2000 exhaust unfortunately continues.